a lady who has made her contribution towards education here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Hi, Miss Vicky, it's a pleasure to meet you. How are you enjoying your vacation?
Hi, Georgia. Nice meeting you. I've always wanted to meet you. I think your blogs are really, really fantastic. You're doing a great job. I am really enjoying my vacation.
Tell me about some of the places that you have been where, and you haven't been there for quite a long time.
Okay, since I came here, I'm staying in Kingston, New Montrose. I've gone to Young Island, and right now I'm in the country. I went to Fancy, O'Weir, Santa Bay, Dixon, and I'm spending a few days in Bali, which is my roots where I grew up as a little girl.
What would you say is the difference now from when you left? How many years ago?
Well, I left home about 35 years ago after being a school teacher for 7 years. I've noticed a vast change with their younger generation. It's quite a lot of improvement, I should say. Not as hard as when we were growing up, but so far, you go with the technology of today. So,
Okay, and you find that the children in the community, what's the response are you getting from them?
so far, I find the kids are quite positive, and I haven't met quite a lot of kids, but I think those that have met so far seem to be quite positive, and they're very smart kids and have great potential to enhance whatever they choose to do.
So as a teacher, did you run into any of those persons you would have taught in school?
Yes, I ran into a young man who's about tender, and I've seen a few on the street who recognized me, but I didn't recognize them at all. They're all grown up, married, with children, and But I've got a chance to see some of them who has really done very well for themselves.
Well, I want to say it's a pleasure to have you here back in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I've not seen you for quite a while, and I do hope that you enjoy your vacation. And all the best for 2016.
Thank you, Georgette, and continue doing a great job.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Ms. Crichton. Terry, it's a pleasure to see you here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. How are you enjoying your stay so far?
Well, I'm always enjoying my time here. Whenever I come home, it's always good. My expectation of home isn't high because I was born here, so I just love the place.
So how long have you been away? Quite a long time or?
No, I was here since December the 8th, so it's been a while.
Okay. Well, I know that you hold a lot of history about Georgetown. Tell me something about Georgetown that you have experienced since you came back.
Well, first of all, I'm no historian. I don't hold a lot of stuff, but I just share my experience of just growing up in Georgetown from the late 60s. And like everyone else who was born in the Caribbean and Georgetown, those are times that you have to experience to know what I'm talking about. They're great times.
Well, I must say you're doing an excellent job because there's a lot of people who gravitate, a lot of information from your page. You are also doing a wonderful job. And about the t-shirt, I know that you have a t-shirt of which I'm wearing right now, Terry.
That's right.
Tell me something about the t-shirt. How did it come about?
Well, basically, I just did something at home. I designed it and did one of these iron-on sort of pattern things on a T-shirt and posted it, and people liked it and asked me to try and get them printed professionally, which is what I did. But they're quite expensive to do. So the ones that you have now, they're going to be limited edition, so they're the last.
Well, I think they're lovely t-shirt. The designs are nice, and so far since I've worn mine, a lot of people seems to like the t-shirt a lot.
Oh, that's great.
So, it's something you should actually think about doing more of it in the future.
Perhaps, perhaps.
Well, Terry, I want to say it was nice meeting you again. Thank you very much for having few words with me, and continue to do the good works that you're doing on Facebook because I think it's very, very, very informative.
No, it's my pleasure. Thanks a lot.
So when you see good people, you just can't let them pass by. I also have with me here Miss Hyacinth. Miss Claire, it's a pleasure to see you, and it was also a pleasure to meet you. What can you say about Georgetown now that you have come back here for a holiday?
Georgetown has always been my home. There is no other place like Georgetown in this world.
So, do you think there are changes since you came by?
A lot of changes. All the houses are so beautiful. I don't remember the younger folks, but I would remember the older folks.
Far. What are some of the places you have visited so far?
I haven't had the chance to visit any place because I was too busy trying to sort of my own home. But I'm hoping later on I'll be around, able to get around.
Okay, over the years, the technology have taken over as far as the children is concerned. What's your response on that comparing to long ago?
I think now, like in my days, I can only speak of my days, we had
Okay.
no technology. So it was fun playing in the yard, playing the games at night and whatever, the moonlight. The one thing I remember even now as I go home is the moonlight. I love to sit there and just look out, stare out onto the sea and remember it is so beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. I know the moonlight. Everybody remember the
No,
great moonlight.
no computers, no iPad, no phones, no iPhones. Just the moonlight, and you have to be careful.
What are some of the games that you play?
The one I remember, the
That
one
you
with
remembered? Yeah.
Coop,
Okay.
um, that game with the stone where you pass it around and you have to be careful, otherwise you get it on your hands or your fingers.
Okay, okay. Well, I must say it's a pleasure meeting you and a pleasure to talk to you. Enjoy your vacation and have a wonderful
I will.
2016.
Thank you ever so much. I'm the same to you.